Require Good morning again, everyone. We are gathered here today for the pre-bid conference for civil works for projects under re-invitation to bid number 2026-002, three projects under invitation to bid number 2026-007, and lastly, four projects under invitation to bid number 2026-008. Again, we are live via our YouTube channel, DPWH Davao de Oro First DEO Procurement LS, in compliance to the Memorandum of Secretary Vivencio Dizon, dated October 10, 2025, and pursuant to Section 38.2 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of the Republic Act Number 12009, which directs us to live stream procurement activities for accountability and to enhance transparency of procurement processes.
But before we proceed, may I ask the back secretariat to please acknowledge all who are present, including observers, if there's any for today's activity.
Good day, everyone. We would like to formally acknowledge the presence of all the attendees for today's pre-bid conference for civil works. We are joined by our bids and awards committee officers headed by our back vice chairperson, Engineer Carlo Antonio T. Guzman,
Present.
along with our back members starting with Madam Ivy Albertania,
Present.
Engineer Perla P. Mamigo,
Present.
Engineer Rance Joseph Alcasilac,
Present.
Engineer Nora C. Barle.
Present.
We also acknowledge the head of the back secretariat, Engineer Maria Shelby Asupia,
Present.
present as well as the head of the back technical working group, Engineer Fabi Grace A. Magadan,
Present.
together with our back TWG members, Engineer Alfredo P. Dagasuhan,
Present.
Engineer Jonathan B. Suaybagyo.
Present.
We also acknowledge the representatives from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Hanishen P. Violan,
Present.
Engineer Adrian Rick P. Labha,
Present.
Engineer John Joyce M. Balide.
Present.
Also, we acknowledge the representative from the maintenance section, Engineer Neil Lawrence O. Bregole.
Present.
Also, Mr. Vice Chair, in accordance with the Section 43 of the Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of the Republic Act 12009, the Bids and Awards Committee has sent notice of procurement activities to the following observers who may attend and observe all stages of the procurement: to the Commission on Audit, to the Crime and Corruption Watch International, to the Nabunturan Integrated Cooperative, and to the Davao del Norte and Compostela Contractors Association. Unfortunately, our uninvited observers cannot attend today's activity. However, a representative from the Commission on Audit will be monitoring the proceedings through our official YouTube live stream. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bitoon. Since the majority of the back members are present here today, so we are in quorum, and I hereby declare this pre-bid conference for civil works in order. We have the preset agenda for this pre-bid conference for civil works. Number one, the brief presentation of the contract to be procured, which includes basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidder, the technical and financial components of the bid, criteria and procedure of eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects, and awards. Second is other matters. Third, questions, comments from bidders, and replies of the back and other representative of the procuring entity. And lastly, the summary proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Are there any motion of the are there any motion for other matters to be included in the agenda? If there's none, may I know the pleasure of the body?
I move for the adoption of the preset agenda for today's pre-bid conference for civil works.
I second the motion.
It has been moved by Engineer Renz Joseph Casilak and seconded by Ms. Ivy Britannia. And with no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. First in the order of business is the explanation of the basic contract data. This will be presented to us by the Planning and Design Section engineers.
For the first project, name of contract, Lahi Bridge B00199MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0025. Location, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, installation of expansion joint 50 mm gap compression seal, application of epoxy injection on cracks, application of epoxy coating on cracks, application of painting, concrete structures, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white. Approved budget for the contract, 4,802,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration, 83 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, CND. Cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project, the vicinity map, the general plan, the elevation, expansion joint plan, straight line diagram, and the geotag photos.
Next project. Name of contract. Matiao Bridge B00196MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0032. Location, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white, application of painting on concrete structures, application of patching type A, application of epoxy coating and injection on cracks, installation of carbon fiber sheet 1 layer, installation of carbon fiber sheet 2 layers. Approved budget for the contract, 9,604,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration, 91 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project. The vicinity map, the general plans, the elevations, carbon fiber sheet detail, straight line diagram, and the geotag photos. Next project. Name of contract, Lapinigan Bridge B00204MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0040. Location, Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, installation of compression seal expansion joint, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white, application of painting on concrete structures, application of special anti-corrosion painting on steel girder, installation of carbon fiber plate, tightening or retightening of high tension bolt, approved budget for the contract, 4,900,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA. Source of fund, FY 2026 JAA regular infra. Contract duration, 86 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos. The location map of the project. The vicinity map. The general plans. Expansion joint detail. Elevations. The straight line diagram. And the geotag photos.
For the next project, name of contract, Cadunan Bridge B00205MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0041. Location, Mabini, Davao de Nabini Davao de Oro. Scope of works: removal of structures and obstruction, tightening or retightening of high tension bolt, application of paint, concrete, application of special anti-corrosion paint, installation of scope of works, removal of structures and obstruction, tightening or retightening of high tension bolt, application of paint, concrete, application of special anti-corrosion paint, installation of expansion joint 50 mm gap compression seal, application of epoxy coating on cracks, concrete slope protection. Approved budget for the contract: 4,900,000. Source of fund: FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration: 84 calendar days. Size range: small b. License category: C and D. Cost of bid documents: 5,000 pesos. The location map of the project: the vicinity map, the general plan, the elevation, expansion joint detail, straight line diagram, and the geotag photos.
Name of contract: Surigao-Davao Coastal Road, S01376 MN, kilometer 1811 plus 197 to kilometer 1812 plus 346. Contract ID number is 26LA0031. Location is Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works: concreting of additional 2 lanes, 4 into 6 lanes, with 300 mm thick, existing width 13.4 meters, and additional 2 lanes with a total width of 21.6 meters. At kilometer 1811 plus 197 to kilometer 1812 plus 333 with a length of 1,136 meters as per plan, and kilometer 1811 plus 197 to kilometer 1812 plus 346 with a length of 1,136 meters as per RBIA. Roadway excavation, surplus common excavation, graveling of shoulder, construction of intermittent concrete paved shoulder, construction of layered type concrete headwall for 1830 mm diameter or 72 inches diameter RCPC, construction of sidewalk with curb and gutter, construction of minor drainage structures, installation of regulatory signs, and application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. The approved budget for the contract is 47,040,000 pesos. Source of fund: FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration is 239 calendar days. Size range medium A. License category B. Cost of bid documents 25,000 pesos. The location map of the project, the typical details, and the geotagged photos. Start of the project, middle of the project, and end of the project. Name of contract: construction of road Purok Nangka, Barangay Matiao, Station 0 to Station 500, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number is 26LA0034. Location is Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works: concreting with a width of 6.1 meters and a thickness of 230 mm at Station 0 to Station 500 with a total length of 500 meters. Roadway excavation, surplus common excavation, construction of concrete paved shoulder, construction of sidewalk with curb and gutter, construction of concrete canal lining and other minor drainage structures, installation of regulatory signs, parking signs, loading and unloading zone, and application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. The approved budget for the contract is 11,325,600 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA CSSP BIP. Contract duration is 171 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, CND. Cost of bid documents, 25,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project. The typical details. And the geotagged photos. Start of the project, middle of the project, and end of the project. Name of contract, construction of road from National Highway leading to Provincial Rehabilitation Center at Station 0 to Station 667, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0039. Location is Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.1 meters and a thickness of 230 mm. At Station 0 to Station 667 with a total length of 667 meters. Roadway excavation, surplus common excavation, construction of concrete paved shoulder, construction of one single barrel box culvert, 3 by 3 by 12 meters, construction of minor drainage structures, installation of metal guardrail including concrete post, and application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. The approved budget for the contract is 17,836,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA CSSP BIP. Contract duration is 159 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, CND. Cost of bid documents, 25,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project. The typical details. And the geotagged photos. Start of the project, middle of the project, and end of the project. That's all. Thank you.
For ITB 2026-008, the name of contract of the first project is Repair Rehabilitation of Mampising Bridge along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road, Barangay Pindasan, Mabini, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number is 26LA0051. Location, Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, removal of existing damaged structure, abutment slope protection A and B, unsuitable excavation on bridge waterway, structure excavation on foundation, handlaid rock embankment, repair rehabilitation of abutment slope protection A and B, reinforced concrete, and grouted riprap closure on ends. Approved budget for the contract is 2,058,242 pesos and 51 centavos. Source of fund is FY 2026 RA 12314, regular 2026 current, FY 2026 QRF. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, C and D. Cost of bid documents is 5,000 pesos. The Philippine map, region map, district map, and vicinity map of the project, together with the summary of quantities and index of sheets. General plan. The general plan of the project and bridge section. General elevation. Typical bridge abutment section. And details of gabions and matrices. Plan showing deck repair. And and section showing the repair of the project. For the second project, the name of the contract is Repair Rehabilitation of Langoyon Bridge, Abutment Slope Protection along Asuncion San Isidro, Laak, Veruela Road, Barangay Libuton, Laak, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number is 26LA0052, Laak, Davao de Oro. Scope of works are the removal of existing damaged structure, abutment slope protection A, unsuitable excavation on bridge waterway, structure excavation on foundation, hand-laid rock embankment, repair rehabilitation of abutment slope protection A, reinforced concrete, and grouted riprap closure on ends. Approved budget for the contract is 1,345,066 pesos and 80 centavos. Source of fund FY 2026 RA 12314, regular 2026 current, FY 2026 QRF. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents is 5,000 pesos. The Philippine map, region map, district map, and vicinity map of the project, together with summary of quantities and index of sheets. General plan, general elevation, and bridge section of the project. Abutment reflecting proposed repair. Typical bridge abutment section, and details of gabions and matrices. The name of the contract of the third project is Repair Rehabilitation of Cow Bridge, Abutment Slope Protection along Nabunturan Maragusan Road, Barangay Santo Niño, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number is 26LA0053, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, removal of existing damaged structure, abutment slope protection A and B, unsuitable excavation on bridge waterway, structure excavation on foundation, hand-laid rock embankment, repair rehabilitation of abutment slope protection A and B, grouted riprap with reinforced concrete foundation. Approved budget for the contract is 824,458 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 RA 12314, regular 2026 current, FY 2026 QRF. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. Size range small a. License category is trade. Cost of bid documents is 1,000 pesos. The Philippine map, region map, district map, and vicinity map of the project, together with summary quantities and index of sheets. General elevation and general plan. Bridge section, abutment section reflecting proposed repair and details of gabions and matrices. The typical section of the plan. The name of the contract for the fourth project is Repair Rehabilitation of Manat Bridge along Nabunturan Maragusan Road, Barangay Manat, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number is 26LA0054, location Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, removal of existing damaged structure, abutment slope protection A and B, unsuitable excavation on bridge waterway, structure excavation on foundation, hand-laid rock embankment, repair rehabilitation of abutment slope protection A and B, reinforced concrete, rehabilitation of piers, exposed piles, installation of gabions and matrices as pier protection, ground seal, and grouted riprap closure on ends. Approved budget for the contract is 6,563,732 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 RA 12314, regular 2026 current, FY 2026 QRF. Contract duration is 150 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents is 10,000 pesos. Philippine map, region map, district map, and vicinity map of the project with summary of quantities and index of sheets. The general plan. General elevation, bridge section, and abutment A and B reflecting proposed repair of the project. Gabions and matrices details. And the typical section of the plan. That is all for the presentation.
Thank you, Engineer Brigoli, Engineer Violan, Engineer Balili, and Engineer Labha for your brief explanation of the infrastructure projects to be bid. Next in the order of business is the requirements of the bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidders, criteria and procedure of eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and status of ongoing projects and awards, which will be presented through audio-visual presentation.
Requirements of the bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the bidder. The following documents should be included by the interested bidders as specified in the Section 54.2 of the Implementing Rules Public Act 12009. Technical component of the bid. A. Valid DTI or sex certificate of registration. B. Valid mayor's business permit. C. PhilJobs Platinum membership certification in accordance with the Section 20 of the IIR of Republic Act 12009. D. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. E. Statement of single largest completed contracts of at least 50% of the approved budget for the contract or ABC of the contract or procurement project to be bid in accordance to ITB Clause 5.5. F. Net financial contracting capacity computation, which must be equal to the approved budget of the contract or a procurement project to be bid in accordance to ITB Clause 5.6. G. Bid security in prescribed form, amount, and validity period. The bidder, at its option, shall submit a bid security in a form of bid securing declaration of any of the following forms and amounts. 1. Amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash or cashier's or manager's check. 2. Amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Bids shall remain valid for the period specified in a bid data sheet, which shall not exceed 120 calendar days for the date of the opening of bids. Should it become necessary to extend the validity of the bids and the bid securities beyond 120 calendar days, the procuring entity concerned shall request in writing all those who submitted bids for such extension before the expiration date therefore. Any discrepancy in amount, even a centavo, means non-compliant. H. Audited financial statement shall be received by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. I. Income tax return filed in the preceding year and paid through BIR electronic filing and payment system. J. Tax clearance. K. Project requirements which shall include the following: technical specification if applicable, delivery schedule if applicable, warranty security if applicable, brochures of the equipment offered if applicable. L. Omnibus Warrant Statement in accordance with the Section 54.2 of the IIR of RA 12009, 11 items. M. To ensure in a disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership pursuant to Section 81.1 and Section 82 of IIR of RA 12009 and memorandum dated November 19, 2025, all prospective bidders are mandated to submit the following documents. 1. Latest General Information Sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC for corporation. And 2. Sworn Affidavit of Eligibility and Beneficial Ownership following the template attached in the bid documents as Annex A for bidders, including sole proprietorship. Financial component of the bid. A. Bid form. B. Bid prices and a bill of quantities. Any bid exceeding the approved budget for the contract or ABC shall be automatically disqualified. Please be reminded of the following: failure to attach any requirement or any sealed in one envelope marked as Financial Component Copy 1. Component Copy 1. 3. Copy 2 of the financial component, Copy 2, appropriately, and bidders must leave documents at the topmost portion instead of hard binding them. For the financial component of the bids, the original copy shall be written legibly in ink, and bid amount must be limited to 2 decimal places. In case of discrepancies, the following will prevail. Bid prices between figures and in words. Bid prices in words will prevail. Bidders' detailed estimate and bid prices in BOQ. Bid prices and BOQ will prevail. Bid amount in original copy versus the copy 1 and copy 2. Bid amount in the original copy will prevail. Any insertions, erasures, and overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities under Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be ground for the rejection of the bid. Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, deliberation recommending award, and award. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretional pass or fail criterion, as specified in the IRR or Republic Act 12009, otherwise known as New Government Procurement Act or NGPA. The lowest calculated and responsive bid shall be used as the criteria for contract award. After determining the bidders that submitted their bids for the contract at hand, the Bids and Awards Committee or BAC, with the assistance of the BAC Technical Working Group, shall check if each bidder that submitted their bids is eligible to bid for the contract being procured. Pursuant to ITB Clause 26, the procuring entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids which have passed the opening and preliminary examination of bids to determine the lowest calculated bid. The same shall be applied to detailed checking evaluation of the technical proposal, after which the bidder rated as LCB will undergo post-qualification with the assistance of the BAC Technical Working Group or BAC TWG. Once post-qualified, the bidder will determine as the lowest calculated and responsive bid and subsequently be awarded for the contract. Strict application of BAC TWG during the post-qualification process will be undertaken as per DEO 127 series of 2018, such as but not limited to verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, including the declared LCCC. Checking the performance of bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. All bidders found to have conflicting interests shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand, without prejudice to the imposition of the appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanctions. DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA 12009 without thereby incurring any liability to the affecting bidders or bidders.
is the question, comments from interested bidders, and replies of the back. Is there any questions or comments from the interested bidders?
None, Mr. Vice Chair.
How about from our online viewers?
None also, Mr. Vice Chair.
Hearing none, we will now proceed to the last agenda, which is the summary of proceeding, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, which will be discussed by Engineer Hupia, head of the procurement unit.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. All the needed information were discussed and well explained by the back secretariat and the planning and design section engineers, including the maintenance section engineer. I would like to remind the interested bidders to visit from time to time the DPWH website and the new PhilJobs website, especially 7 days before the opening of bids for possible issuance of supplemental bid bulletins. The deadline of the submission of the bids will be on June 16, 2026 at 10 a.m. The opening of the bids will be done immediately after the deadline of the submission of the bids, which will be conducted in the second floor conference room, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Humabon Street, Purok 18, Poblacion Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Bids shall be addressed to the back chairperson, Engineerico R. Rubin, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Humabon Street, Purok 18, Poblacion Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
All of the business in the agenda were already taken into consideration. May I know the pleasure of the body?
I move for the adjournment of the pre-bid conference.
I second, Mr. Vice Chair.
It has been moved by Engineer Perla P. Mamigo and seconded by Engineer Renz Joseph Casilak, and with no objection, this pre-bid conference for civil works is now adjourned.